Okay, so wonderful. I think we are live now. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Good morning. I'm going to open with a little jaguar roar. This is a Mayan jaguar flute or whistle or whatever you want to call it. And it sounds like a jaguar. And it's one of the ways that we call our Jaguar spirit guide to come. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Please put your name in. Hi Olivia in Scotland, and Kim in North Carolina, and Jonah. Hi, Idaho, but you're from Switzerland. Wow, that's a big change, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Hi Autumn. I'd love to know about romance. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So what we're doing here today is having a little bit of fun because I'm starting a new circle, and it's for everybody and anybody who wants to connect in a community and wants to be able to receive messages, because I truly believe that we're not here to suffer alone and to walk around believing that nobody understands us or sees us, or that we always have to sacrifice who we are, or that there's no solutions or no choices. So I believe very firmly, and mostly from experience. So I learn, I travel, I teach, I experience, I do more travel, and travel on the earth, travel in the realms, travel into the different dimensions and the different aspects of us. So what we call past lives are everything already exists, but to us, in a linear way, it's like, oh, well, time-wise, it was in the 1901 or something. So what we want to do is realize that everything is here and everything's been created. There's records, the Akashic records, for everything, which means you can access it, which means you're never alone and you're never without solutions, because somebody has been in a similar situation. And most likely there's a part of you in another life that has a skill, an experience, a knowledge. You were an expert. So the fun thing right now is that we're evolving very fast. People are waking up. There's so much of this conversation going on now. It kind of blows my mind because I've been doing this for almost 40 years, which isn't forever. I'm sure many of you out there, maybe longer than that, in this life, consciously. Okay, let's put it that way. We're all doing our spiritual path. And so what I have loved the most about learning that I could meditate and change my mood or lower my heart rate, or I could relieve my grief when my daughter died, or I could try to make some kind of sense out of why I was losing everything during my divorce and then the bankruptcy and on and on and on, and being disowned and woo. And so I've made millions and I've lost everything. And I've gone through wanting a baby and trying for 8 years to get pregnant. And then I had my beautiful baby Jordan, who I have my dolphin connection with, because when I was pregnant with her, but I didn't know it yet, I went on a wild dolphin swim. And the dolphins were always all around me. Well, then we know why. And when she died, then there was another life deconstruction, let's call it. So my first one was about 30, so that Saturn return, and everything fell apart. I'd worked really hard, got good grades, was trying to be the best at everything, please everybody, and sacrificing and working and doing everything I could to be good enough in what everybody else said. And I had a fashion design business, exploded, did $1 million the first year, blah, 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 blah. About 3.5, 4 years later, I'm closing it down because everyone went bankrupt, the economy crashed, and nobody paid me. I'd lived off of credit cards while I put everything back into the business. So I was so at the top, the peak of what I thought life was about. My parents were pleased. I built a business doing what I loved. I was getting to be creative. I was getting recognized. I was in magazines. I was in catalogs. I was in department stores. It was, fabulous. I was getting into a lot of magazines as well, my fashions. And so when everything crashed, I didn't have a context for it. I had no religious or spiritual upbringing, and my basic conditioned mind, right? My reality existed of you have to constantly work hard. The more you suffer, the better person you are. And then I realized underneath it that now everything I had done, everything I had learned, even within the business industry, everything that I had connected to was gone or was useless. And therefore I was useless. And I took what happened and what people around me might think or thought it meant, and I embodied it. It wasn't the truth, but I took it on. And I felt like the biggest loser in the universe. And that was the first conscious crisis that put me on what I would call a spiritual path. I was like, wow, that sucked. That didn't work well. What else is out there? And I literally wanted to know what's the weirdest thing somebody's talking about, because nothing normal, in my opinion, works. And I lived in LA at the time, very fortunate, because there were no spiritual books, there was no internet, there was nothing. You were kind of in the jungle by yourself. And there was a store called the Bodhi Tree, if anybody knows it, that was all this old house filled with spiritual books about every weird thing you had never heard of. And so I walked into the used book house in the back and all these little paperbacks, and I had no clue. And I said, whatever is the weirdest thing that could reach to me right now. And I didn't understand the idea that messages are all around us all the time, that the wind is speaking, that the sun is sending rays that unconsciously, without having to know it, I'm taking them in like a plant. I'm taking in the ones I need. We need to upgrade that. Oops. And I just was in a place where it didn't matter. I was open to anything. And the book I found, I don't even know the real title, but it was about dolphins from another planet. And you have to remember, I talk like that now, and I talk to dolphins all the time on other planets and wherever, but that concept was so foreign. There was no one talking about it that I'd ever heard of. And so it opened my journey, and it was the dolphins. And like I said, the dolphins came to me in dreams and connected me to a lady when I was living in New Mexico. So when that happened, I left LA and I moved to New Mexico. And again, it was pure messages, pure magic. I had no clue where to go, what to do. I felt like, what matters anymore? I sold my condo in LA and I moved to New Mexico. It's pure magic. It's pure spirit. It's pure just beauty. It's like another reality. It's called the Land of Enchantment, and it totally is. And so within a few years, I could look back at this deconstruction of my reality. I could have continued on a life path where I worked hard and I worked hard and I tried to please everybody and I was doing stuff over and over and over. And I love my own business and I have no resistance to working hard. Yet it was the energy underneath it. So what came from this was all years and years of learning healing work and meditation, and starting with Kriya Yoga with Paramahansa Yogananda's group, Self-Realization Foundation. And I went through mystery schools, and I was like, what's underneath that? And what's underneath that? And whatever was speaking to me, I went towards it. I went deep into sacred geometry, went deep into ancient history, Egyptian. I went to Egypt, and we spent 4 hours, just our group, 2 days in a row, inside of the Great Pyramid in the King's Chamber, chanting, toning, doing our light body work, ascending, traveling realms, opening portals. This conversation is normal now, but this was not back then. And so as I followed the messages that showed up for me, the teacher appeared. I found the Melchizedek method. I became a Kamadan master, became a Gaidan master, became a homeopathic doctor. I started to see frequency and vibration. I learned animal communication and animal healing and Tellington touch. And when I was there with her, I met my friend Kate Celisti, who's an animal communicator, and I started doing that. And then I started working on animals, and then people asked me to work on them. So your life unfolds in a path, and we're coming out of darkness. Thank goodness we're meeting right now, woo, where we're so much more conscious. We're so much more aware. The Mayan pyramid is 9-step pyramid. Not a traditional pyramid, but it represents the states of consciousness. And we're at the top now. We're at the wave of unity. We've had to go through these lower layers, but the smaller they are, the shorter the amount of time. So we know time has been speeding up because it's just a concept of perception. The more we're aware of, the more we can take in now. Think about how fast you can absorb information, how much they don't have to show you the dude walking from his house to his car and driving to his neighbor or whatever in order for you to know that how he got there. You just go, I'm going to George's, you're at George's. We don't need things laid out for us anymore. We're awakening. We're all awakening. Nobody knows what's happening, and we're having a massive breakdown. That's called metamorphosis. Everything goes. If you're the caterpillar, you're an expert at being a caterpillar. So what I want to do is offer you a place to come into sacred and a sacred circle. And to me, all in the spring of this year, I'd go get up in the morning, I swim in the ocean, I live on the beach, and I talk to the sunrise and the sunset, and I'm talking to the land, and I'm talking to the ancient spirits in the land. So I live in the Yucatan, which is just covered in Mayan pyramids. I just went to one yesterday. Basically as a meditation garden. Fabulous, amazing. The messengers were I walked in and there was a frog. And I know there's frogs here, but I never see frogs. So it was profound. We had a whole thing. Green lizards, butterflies galore, but this blue butterfly I've never seen before. We had about a 10-minute interaction. And so the messages and the messengers are everywhere. And of course, if I go in a sacred way to a sacred site and it's kind of quiet and I go, yay, there wasn't anybody there. And it's an experience where I am completely in tune with the fact that everything from the earth and the dirt and the crystals underneath in the dirt and any oil or minerals running in the dirt and any insects or burrowing animals or roots and layer after layer after layer, every being that lives inside of the earth is a living conscious reflection. It is an emanation. It is a form that has been formed with intention and consciousness, and it holds a medicine. So that medicine is available to us. You hold a medicine. You hold a particular frequency. You have a particular affinity. You have, perhaps people just feel calm around you, right? Or perhaps you're an expert at what you do, and you do it in a way where it's so loving and so accepting that people barely know that you've brought transformation into their life. That could be through doing your job in a way that is fluid and loving, and knowing you have a medicine. You have messages in your cells. You have messages in your heart. You have messages in your mind. You have messages in every level of your light body. So what I wanted to learn was, well, who am I? Why am I here? How come I'm in pain? How come I keep losing stuff? How come I have big successes and then it all goes away? And what is that underlying thing? So I first applied my previous training or conditioning, and we're in a deconditioning process. We're in a breakdown of being the caterpillar. The caterpillar just knows, oops, it's time, and weaves a little cocoon. And that's what I believe this decade is that we're in a decade of transformation. This is a cocoon. And we entered it pretty clueless. We were all like 2012, 2012, 2012. We didn't see a lot change. Personally, kept growing, kept seeing things change, keep feeling like, am I alone? Am I alone? And bam, suddenly we have these events that throw us together and make us crave something different and start to question and be forced to change how we go to school, how we work, what's important to us, how much time we're willing to give away to somebody else's agenda, which is, whether it's their job or them as who we live with or whoever, to not give up on being a loving relationship, whatever that relationship is, and being a multidimensional being who is supported to be you, because the more you that you are, the more you medicine comes into the world. So one of the divine beings here right now, hi Larry, and lots of relationships people want now. Interesting, because what we have right now is Leo, right? Leo season, and it's the sun is the planet, sunflower is the flower, the Leo is the lion, and it's fire sign. It's fixed fire, and it's big fire, and it's bonfire, and it means positive ego. It means I don't even think about, do I love myself or not? I just go, ooh, look what I can do. And this is what we want to embody right now, right? And it is very much about relationships, because do you have relationships right now that don't want you to go, boom, look who I am. Wow, I'm going to stretch. I'm going to become who I am. I'm going to explore. I'm going to do things I never did before. I'm going to say that's not for me anymore. And a lot of the things and the people and the situations and the homes and even the countries don't fit anymore when you start changing. So underneath everything, I wanted to know, what's the easiest, fastest, most fun way to walk this path? I used to think there was a goal that I had to get to. I used to think, again, I had to be the best or I wasn't good enough. And so I would be like, I have to be the best at meditating. I have to know the most about sacred geometry. I have to, know every mystery school. I have to go to every, pyramid. I have to, and it's okay. I'm really glad that I did. However, that underlying energy didn't need to be there. I could have walked the same path. I could have done the same thing. And I could have had an incredible opportunity to do it with a conscious, not just me being conscious in the moment, but when you're conscious in the moment, you're aware that you're not here alone. In fact, you're so not here alone that your body is an entity. It's a vehicle. It's something you've entered. But the physical body can't exist without a very complex structure of light. And so that's your aura. And then there's your chakras, and there's your pillar of light. And there's all your subtle bodies, like your emotional body that contains all kinds of stuff. You got stuff in there. It can get pulled. It can get triggered. So life isn't about suppressing your pain or judging yourself. It's about gathering everything that's happened to you, like you're the hero or heroine in a story, in a journey, and watching yourself with so much love and so much acceptance, and being the one that says, wow, everything that's happened comes from somewhere, has an origin, they form a pattern, they open something up. I keep hearing something click. I'm going to move this. I don't wear jewelry because it does that, but this is really light. No, okay, got it. Better now. Because when we understand that we're on a journey, we're on a quest, we have a posse, we're no different than any of the stories that let you say, oh, here's here's, the Hobbit, and then there's Gandalf, and there's whatever, right? Everybody has their advisors, their guides, their magical mentors, their people they find along the way. Some of those appear as a mean, evil person. Some of those appear as somebody who fires you. And yet then you realize later, thank God I was fired, because it was a complete waste of my time. I was done there. I completed whatever reason I went there. But everywhere you go, there are messengers. So what I want to do in this sacred circle is meet twice a month, have a time to bring in energies that want to speak, create, which we're going to do together today, what they're asking me right now to call the Dolphin Jaguar, Dolphin Jaguar, Jaguar Dolphin, let's not fight, I have twins. So Jaguar and Dolphin are two of my primary messengers or guides or medicines. So the medicine you carry will be released more and more the more you accept who you are. There's a lot of conditioning that says, you've been here, you're this, you're that, you can't be this, you can't be that. I'm still hearing something. And so that's what is going. We're in the metamorphosis phase, which means this entire decade, we're in a cocoon, and who we thought we were, what we thought was important, what we thought was important, what we want to do, what we value, all of these things are changing. And there's going to be moments like I've had where I didn't know who I was anymore, when everything I had strived to be as a child, to impress my family, to win the love that I wanted, and then I became a people pleaser, and then, went to college and got good grades and got married and, did all these things that were, of course, for other reasons in my soul. Yet the underlying motivation was to belong or to fit in or to win something, that I wasn't complete. And I want you to know right now, you're complete. In fact, you're a really important puzzle piece. And without you, we can't, as a whole, evolve. So we have this opportunity together now to come together in communities like this, where my healing clients, I used to do animal healing, animal communication, radionics and Rife, Reiki, and many other healing modalities. I'm a light body master healer, and Melchizedek master, and all these things. And so what happens is, as the messages and messengers appear in your life, like they did to me, they lead you in a path that you can access right now. But what took me 35 to 40 years is going to take you 4 months to 4 years. Could take, 4 days. We are accelerating that fast. So whether you don't receive messages, you don't trust your messages, you don't listen for them, you don't implement them, you retrospectively wished you had, or any of the other versions of that, these are all opportunities for you to stop and breathe, start to learn your light body, start to come in and realize you're the center consciousness of your being. So every circle we have, and we're going to have 2 a month, and I'm also going to record a soul medicine meditation journey for you once a month, where it'll be, I'm guessing, with a particular spirit guide. Thank you. And thank you, honey. And so what we will do is have this ability to communicate during the month in a group. And as you become aware that you're not the only one who's having a depression time, or as you become aware that you really seem to be waking up at 3 a.m. all the time, what does it mean? or you saw 5 dragonflies, or one came in your bathroom. Somebody had that today in one of my classes, and we have the groups where we share, look at this but dragonfly that came in. And when I went to the pyramid yesterday, oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. There was a frog, and then lizards and butterflies, and the blue butterfly, I told you that. And then of course the pyramids are, I'm always speaking to the pyramids. I'm speaking to the ground and the land and the roots and the trees and the sky and the clouds and the sun. And the waters, there was water lilies in the cenote there, which is an open water cave. And all of these things, they all have energy. They all have medicine. They all have something to say. Medicine or energy can harm or heal or anything in between. It's just like a thermostat, like everything else. Lack and abundance, 2 sides of the same thing. You change the dial and go from 0 to 100, and you find your perfect place. So when you start to realize, I don't want to be overwhelmed with listening to, information from everything around me, because everything, of course, these crystals, right? Or these shapes, this holds the dolphin energy, of course. This is my beautiful feminine dolphin, moon dolphin. She's a moon dolphin. And so, that crystal or this crystal, it holds the energy and the messages of that particular stone. And that stone is part of Earth. So these messages are an Earth message or a Mother Earth message, or they're a message from this particular stone because it has its own qualities. It has its own look. It has its own medicine. It has its own personality. But if it was trying to be someone else, it couldn't help us. So this is what they really want us to understand. This little one here embodies Perseus. Perseus is going to be with us. Perseus is a baby dolphin in form, about 4 hours from me, that I met back in March. And she began to, yes, it's a girl with the name Perseus. And her mother is Osiris and her father is Zeus. So if those mean anything to you, they're all gods and they're all gender incorrect, most of them. Anyway, it's very funny. So she started to come through as a wise old soul in a baby's body that needed to be here and speak to me and be near the lady that has the dolphin centers, so that she could help us remember who we are and our ancient powers and path. So that is one of our missions in this circle, is perhaps Perseus will really resonate with you. And when we receive messages, we're going to always get a dolphin message and a jaguar message every single time, because they're my primary guides now. Any other animals, elements, fire, earth, water, celestials, sun, moon, air, like I said, everything in the earth, every form that exists, colors and rays are very big. I work with them a lot. They speak, oh my goodness, the elements were the first thought created elements in the universe. Fire, earth, water, air. And then ether, which is the 5th element, which is Akasha. And all of this is still here for you to work with. And the rays of creation, all the different full color spectrum, those have information. So I really recommend that if you join us, is a special going on right now, and it's like $23 a month, or you can pay for a year and get a big discount. And we're going to have fun. You're going to have access to the recordings, so if you can't come live. And what we're going to do is be in the moment. We're going to be in the moment. You're going to come in, or you're going to send some messages in. So we're seeing now today romance and relationships, joy, magic, celebration, and connection. Yay! General messages and relationships. Sylvia, hi, baby. Guidance, healing, security, financial, energetic, and household security. Okay, so these are coming in like a relationship type of experience, because you have a relationship with money, with your finances. You have a relationship with your house, right? You have a relationship with yourself in what you believe that you can do, where money comes from, how much you could possibly make, how fast you could make it. Those are all beliefs or limits that aren't truth, okay? They're simply part of your conditioning, And one of the best ways, instead of trying to beat or be mad or be frustrated by a pattern or a belief that keeps repeating itself, or looking into your reality and seeing a reflection of not enough money, not enough time. I keep repeating the pattern of not taking time to myself. Whatever it is, this is a guilt-free zone. All right. Nobody's allowed to bring that in. I mean, actually, I want you to bring it in, because we're going to do a light body healing in every single circle. And I'm a very powerful light body healer. I have, 30 some years of experience of learning many, many, many different modalities. Then I became a homeopathic doctor, which is quite complex because you learn to take in information. And in that sense, you're taking in information from somebody, you're listening to it, you're writing it down. When you become a master hypnotherapist, you did the same thing. You listened to somebody and you write down their exact words. Then you start this intuitive process with those words. To me, they became alive. They began to show me, I'm a key, I'm a portal, I'm a knot. Where's this knot from? The knot's a karmic knot. Okay, what does that mean? Then I would go deeper into that information. So the science called me. If it calls you, read up on it. There's stuff on YouTube on everything, okay? If the ancient aspects, I have one beautiful client who has gone from like zero to being called by the ancient mysteries. So she's like, what do I read? I'm like, the Emerald Tablets. You know, Thoth started coming to her, which many of you may know is an Atlantean priest who started Egypt and ancient Egypt, and was Hermes and brought us medicine and writing and alchemy and science and magic and astrology and everything. And so these are the messengers that are potential. There's gods and goddesses. That's how we call them. It doesn't mean there's some supreme thing above us. None of the messengers know better than you. However, they're not you, and they're not tied up in your blocks. So the beauty about coming to the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp or the other intuition schools is that you start to develop these skills. You use them. So one of the beautiful ladies here literally shocks everybody in the most divine and delightful way, because she'll just suddenly receive you whatever you say, the words like I'm talking about, and I've taught her to see the words, to find the doorways, or to connect in the energies in different ways. And as she activates her light body, the more and more she receives, and she just starts getting a stream of information. And it's beautiful and very vivid and very colorful and very visual, and the meanings come through, and this loving spirit comes through her that speaks healing. And everybody else in the group, and you know who I'm talking to here, is like, wow, your new career is going to be fabulous, assuming she's going to be a healer or an intuitive reader or something. And so she doesn't have to be. However, that is a talent you all hold. And so my desire is to have a community where we can travel together through the ups and downs as we go through this cocoon, as we melt the old self. We are literally melting the old self. So again, the butterfly metaphor, the caterpillar feels very good about its life, right? So whether, maybe you don't like your life, but you know how to live, you know how to walk in your body, you know how to pay your bills, you know how to do things, and yet it doesn't satisfy you, and what you used to want is fading, and how you want to do it and what you think is important is all changing. So accept that and know that there are messages literally everywhere. Your body holds them because, like I said, you have this enormous light body, and I'll teach you more about light body. Whatever is relevant, it'll come through in the time. I'll share the mysteries, I'll share the light body, I'll share whatever it is that is appropriate in the moment to assist our healing. Because this opening is an opening for you and for me, for all of us, but it's giving a space for and sending a signal, it's sending an invitation to the other realms that we are waking up and that we want to communicate, that we want to co-create, that we want to step out of being this self-absorbed species who's just in our pain all the time, picking it up and making it mean something instead of standing up and saying, what else? What's underneath that? What's behind that? What's over that? What's a fun way? What's a different way of seeing this? You start to ask these questions and the messages will come more clearly. It was so much fun to go to the pyramid yesterday with the complete consciousness that I'm walking on sacred ground. I've been talking to the land. I've been heart weaving with the land. I've been asking permission in many different cultures. I've studied with a lot of different shaman, different culture shaman, Lakota Sioux, and the Mayans, and some Egyptian and Canadian tribes, and the goddesses. I spent a lot of time with goddess groups and creating rituals that match the season and these incredible loving ways. And I bring all of these in. I'm a baby astrologer, baby human design expert, and I have all these other things that in this life I've learned. But here's what's even better. The messages aren't just from what you might perceive as outside of you. And I want you to remember that we are like floating in a sea. Right? We're floating in the sea of bliss, I call it now. We're in the sea of abundance. We're in the infinite field, the scientists like to call it. And we are not in it. We are of it. And we are aware of our separateness, which is a power. It shows that you are divine and you are powerful. And you were wired to come here on a fully funded mission. That mission now is to be in the metamorphosis. And you can do this with less pain, with less fear. One of my beautiful students just cried for 3 weeks straight or something. Maybe longer. And it's such a beautiful process when you enter, because now your body speaks to you. You hold cellular memories. You hold things in your body that need to get out. You hold things in your chakras which intersect with your body. So you might have stomach issues. You might be having light body sickness or ascension sickness. We'll address that. If you have those questions, you can ask them in the group anytime you want. Why is this happening? What's happening here? Oh, my entire body is being restructured. It's really interesting. So I never see anything as negative. I always understand that underneath it, it is working for you. There's a spiritual reason, that your higher self, your intuitive network, and all these different aspects of you that you'll encounter over time if you spend time with me or if you take a class. And in this group, we're going to see who's showing up now. Maybe the angelic realms will come. Maybe your higher self. Maybe animal guides will enter. Maybe you'll suddenly see a vision and you've never seen one before. The whole point is you're going to be part of this sacred circle. And as part of that, we are creating a space in the Akasha, in the ethers, and consciously inviting in the optimal messages, and medicine that is for the highest good of all concerned. That means individually for you. So the most important thing for you to do is to learn to hear your own voice, your own inner authority. And then you realize the butterfly keeps showing up. Well, there's tons of butterflies now. So it's sort of one of those things where if I say, oh, I saw butterflies today, and I made it a big deal message, it'd be like, well, is it really? This is butterfly season. And yet yesterday, there were less butterflies than when I was there a couple of weeks ago, and there were tons, and there were flowers, and the flowers were faded and poofy, little fluffy things that make seeds and carry fairies and things. And yet I saw this incredible blue butterfly that I've never seen before and had this whole experience with it. It stayed and it opened and folded, and I got to watch it, and I have videos and everything I'll be sharing. So that was unique. That was a message. Okay, instead of me just saying, oh, butterflies, what does that mean? Is it time for me to spread my wings? Is it time for me to show my uniqueness? Is it time for me to realize I'm breaking through? Every part of you is in a different part of the cycle. So we're going to also talk about the cycles that you go through, the breakdown and the fertilization or decomposing of your old, and the connecting or re-empowerment. By letting your pain and your idea of what it meant go, you can then reclaim the power from that experience and be the wise one in your life. Then wise women, wise men, wise elders, whatever you want to perceive them as, never are walking alone. They have guides, they have support, they have advisors, and you do. So you have a spirit guide council, and you also have within you, okay, parts of you and within your soul, lives that you've lived. And this is the exciting thing, is that these lives, yes, they carry blocks and pains and wounds, but more now is the importance that once you connect, you dissolve that karmic knot, that wound, you both are freed, and now you can both evolve. And I've been shown that this is the new path. Our path is to free our entire soul, and that heals the planet, every other person, animal, part of the earth that we lived on, that we maybe did things that weren't good for the earth, or the energy is stuck in the earth. We do that and it ripples out because we're a part of the field. So all of the messages that are here for you, you can come and ask about clarifying some of them. We'll play together. We will receive messages from the messengers in all different ways, maybe through cards, maybe I'll channel. We'll do healings and it's kind of everything. So what I'm going to do is go, start the hi Liliana, woo, 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 heal your limitations, work and career, okay, and Angela. All right, awesome. So we're going to go ahead now, and I think we put some pictures. Yes, good idea. Okay, so before you entered, I've been playing with the energies in the ocean here in our room, and I've cleansed and cleared. We've had almost a half a stick of copal cleanse and clear us. These are all messengers that you'll become familiar with if you play with me. And I'm a big believer in allowing, this is tree sap, or I have some that are rosemary and some that are mint and some that are cinnamon and all different forms. I have medicine bundles and sage leaf bundles, and all of these are messengers. When we burn them, they're releasing energy. This is a protective and cleansing energy. And we've got our winged ones here as well. So we have fire. We did. And we have water. And yesterday on the way home, Chris stopped and bought me 6 of these gorgeous beings someone was selling on the side of the road, and they gave me this rose. And so we have the water in the vase there, or our water. And air, of course, I have my wing here. So one of the things that, and go with what interests you, you know, is to become aware that we're one. It's so much fun for everything to be sacred. So I said earlier that all spring I was asking, what's optimal for me to share? I have so much wisdom, knowledge, experience, perspectives. One of my natural gifts is I can see straight through. And so what is it optimal for me? And they really, lots of information. I downloaded many notebooks of information. And yet I still felt like I wasn't getting the answer that said, do this right now. And so, you know, you have to listen and respect your messages. You have to take time to listen to your messengers. And if you're asking for guidance, take a look at what comes through. Don't jump to conclusions about what it means. And that's one of the most important things, is deciphering or understanding the message. Okay? So I'm going to just cleanse you, your aura, with some air down under the feet. The back of the legs, the front of the legs, the back. You can feel that. Okay, so beautiful, so beautiful. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming together. Let's just take a peek here. Now, if you want to join, it's right there in the shop, and you feel free to send us a message. Here we go. If you have a question about anything. Okay, good. So, what I've learned about myself through all the ups and downs of my life, I've received a lot of initiations, personal ones alone in fear, and ones through official masters. And what the Sacred Spirit Guide Circle is that I'm connected to every master I worked with. I'm connected to the realms that I've traveled and I connect and work with, that I've channeled, that I've downloaded, and I've done a lot over the years. And those are all here. They're present with me. You have spirit guides and aspects to you as well, where you have, maybe conscious or not, been aware that you carry with you a circle as well. So this is just an example. If you're not familiar with me, I do a spiritual weather report every moon and every new moon and full moon and every week, and a meditation and the Spirit Guide Council, nonstop spiritual guidance and Spirit Guide Council are in the shop if you're interested in those. I do retreats. We have a 2024 retreat now, and thinking about adding a Greek one. There's a lot of things here on YouTube. If you subscribe, you go look down in the playlists. There's these ones where I share some video and some pictures of the different ceremonies we do. I'm constantly talking to the land. Everything is a messenger to me. Everything is sacred. And so these are some of the shows I've done and do. And here's some of my dolphin friends. If you want to come, this is a heart-to-heart. I'm holding the dolphin's heart. And I've been working with this pod for quite a while. So we have kisses and we have, this is new. They did this as a surprise for me. Real hugs. Incredible. I can't even describe the bliss that was coming out of me. We do third eye activations. I do healings in the water while the dolphins are there with people. So those are some of our guides that will always be with us. And Perseus I talked about. And then in the, so we kind of talked about all of this already. And like I said, one of my gifts is clairvoyance and just clear clairs. To see. So when you want to see something clearly, like this person said here, what you saw so clearly. So that's what I teach as well, and I want you to have. And okay, I think that's all the pictures. So we're going to go back. All righty. There we go. We had to get a little peek at our beautiful dolphin friends as they're coming in. Okay, give me 1 second so I can wet my whistle. And what you want to do is you don't need to look at me, so you can get comfy wherever you are and gather yourself into the moment, okay? Come into the temple. So I don't know how it's going to unfold. Everything that I do is channeled in the moment. 100% not scripted and not orchestrated by me. Some of what I say is me. Some of what I say will be maybe the Dolphin Collective. Some of it might be Isis might come in. She's been a very big guide for us, for me, for for a long, long time, right here. And she's currently working with us in the intuitive summer camp. And so the Lemurians might come in. Jaguar, of course, will come. Balamku is my spirit guide. Jaguar, Ek Balam it means Black Star Jaguar. And Balamku means Jaguar God. And this was a sacred priesthood, priestesses. And there's Jaguar temples all around me that I've taken people to Vision Quest. We've done a lot of Jaguar ceremonies. I was gifted with a skull, not to keep, but to hold, and downloaded into me in March, into my skull, into my bones, and I channeled it for the ceremony. And so there's an entire Jaguar and cat kingdom experience that comes through as well, and they're always here. They want you to know that they're always here. Ishel is my guardian goddess of my home sanctuary, and she's the goddess of the moon and the rainbow, the rabbit in the moon, fertility, women, love, abundance, healing, and she's always, always here with us, as well as my other guides. So you may feel or see them. You may see or feel your own. You don't need to see or feel anything. And just know that this is a beautiful sacred space where when you enter, there are the elements that are creating the space, whether it's a light or a color, a flame or a ray, if it is an angelic being or an insect. They're all messengers, and the only things that can enter our circle is light and love and what is aligned to what's optimal for your highest good at this time. So please leave your fear or allow your fear to be released, because if you have a lot of experiences like people I've worked with over the years, they had a lot of connection to the fairies or the other realms, or visitors came into their room as children and they, stopped doing that, as we were mostly told or shamed or belittled. And maybe it came back and it was scary. I remember one lady suddenly in her teens started to have entities that looked like big colored lights enter her room and her shower again. And it scared her because she had been told, not to be that way. And so she shut down again, and then it came back again. So you don't know how your will unfold. So I want you to know that when you're with me, you are always protected in sacred space, aligned with what is optimal for your highest good. And always my guides are there, whether they're relevant to you or not, doesn't matter. The space itself is a living conscious being made up of many different elements, from sacred geometry to light beings, to color beings. The flower of life, if you're not familiar with, is an incredible sacred geometrical shape that contains every shape in it, and that's needed for form to create, to manifest. So if you want to manifest more in your life, right? More health, more vitality, more energy, more ideas, more opportunities, more friends, more loving relationships, more support, more money, whatever it is. The ability to manifest is going to be enhanced when you receive and allow yourself to be in this space. And you can develop this and bring it with you everywhere you go, everywhere you go. So take a deep breath in and relax. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We welcome you to this divine space between the worlds. Here, the light is moving, refracting, gently spinning, shifting. This is a space of slow, loving transformation. There is nothing that cannot be transformed or transmuted. Everything is a form that can be dissolved, and the elements can be recycled, cleansed, and come back as power. This space you are in is between the worlds. If you will, please bring yourself to the center. Enter, feel the light structure around you. It is like a lotus, petals upon petals, but it is closed. It is a bud. Each of those petals tucked into each other is glowing as a different light. You are standing in the center. You can feel an incredible life force coming from below, spreading around you and under you like a wave flowing up through the whole light structure. The waves continue to come up from below. Green, glowing neon. You stand and feel it come up and into where you're standing, through you, through the whole beautiful temple. Now a blue wave. You can feel it now as it comes behind the green. It has a different sense. It has a different vibration. I can sense it as a different being. The blue spreads out around you into the temple. It enters your feet. You taste it as it moves up through your body, through your aura, through your chakras, your mind. You become fascinated, watching it, tasting it, studying it as it moves through you in the temple. What does it lift you from? Does it bring lightness, calmness, wisdom? Just receive. I am Shadia. I am the divine angelic mother dolphin. I am here overseeing everything. And here you are safe, you are loved. If you can feel me, I am above you, I am around you. There is an eternal circle of light that encompasses you every day of your life. You operate and you don't know, it's not really, well, maybe, and all of this, but you are swimming in and out, and I am in the flow with you now. I have gathered you here. I hold the divine, sacred mother love. I am in the angelic realms where we love you, we watch you, we protect you, and we guide you. Angels come in all forms. They don't have to look like a robe and some wings. Angelic beings are very close to you. They are for you. The one that whispers in the ear, the one that touches the auric field. You trust them. Trust us. If you let go of your anxiety, you let go of your depression. If you just set it down, let us take it for a little while. What will come to you? What will you have an open space for? What could you invite? What calm could be there that held the answer? There are keys everywhere. Angelic realms dance with you. They dance and they live in all the elements. There's so much to this angelic field that I joined it as I passed from my body. As I passed from my body, I knew I have lived as a dolphin for 40,000 years. I have lived in the earth, in the water, in the air, and in the ethers. I have been with the collective of dolphins. I have communed with the Syrian dolphins. I have played in the rainbow realms. I have danced with the moon. All of these dolphins, from crystal to Lemurian to ancient Greece, these dolphins held a different energy, a different wisdom. But they are not dead. They live in their time, and time is not something far from you. You walk in time. You are already a time traveler. What are you waiting for? The ancient Greeks knew that the dolphins were a source, were a conduit of clear guidance, the oracle that guided everything for the country. For so much time, this woman knew the sacred space was built at Delphi. The dolphins were painted on the walls of the queen. They knew from Crete to the tips of the Peloponnese, they knew the dolphins held their consciousness. I do, even now. In form, I knew who I was, and I traveled. Allow this to be your connection to the eternity, that you can be in a form and play with the dolphins while you sleep. You could be in a form and communicate with the dolphins in the full colors, the rainbow. You could communicate and receive healing from the dolphins that come from Sirius, that are so here right now because of Lion's Gate. You could access the dolphin wisdom. What is that? It's that we know we've been here, we will be here, this may be this will be that, everything changes. We know that we have many sides to us, as you do. We know that joy is the best frequency to be in, to receive from ourselves. and from the infinite field, from our collective. And you have always with you me and this dolphin realms that are here for the sacred circle. Please take your sacredness to your heart. This is where you must listen now. We are with you and we love you. We allow now a grid, a net of crystal to come down from my heart around you, around this sacred circle. Every time you come here, every time you listen, every time you reconnect, you will activate this crystal net. It is yours to see, feel, connect, communicate, and it will raise you, it will lift you, it will bring you up and out of those depths. You are not stuck. You do not have to work. Please follow your bliss as much as you can and feel this crystal net around you. Feel this crystal net around this sacred circle. We work with Akasha. I have been with her many times. We played in form, we healed in form, and we recalibrated her to be able to download the frequencies from the higher realms of dolphin wisdom that then begin to access the ancients. There's much for the ancient wisdom in the earth, the crystals, the waters, in your carvings, in your statues, in your temples, and your earth. These are coming now. These are speaking now. The stones are talking. We have the answers. You have the love. You're the one who is here. We walk together now. Many, many sunflowers are coming into our circle now. That was Shadia. Thank you, Shadia, my love. And the vortex is like a vortex is open. Shadia is surrounding us above this enormous angelic, divine, loving mother. This energy is accelerating any healing because you are in pure zero gravity, so to speak, a 0 point where there's unconditional love. And that is connected below to our beloved Jaguar. Holding that space, bringing our wisdom to walk in the dark. But first, the sunflowers spiraling up. The lion and the sun wish to speak. Relationships you want, relationships you wish. You wish that you had more relationship with love and more relationship with money and more relationship with home and more relationship with security. Security. This is an interesting term because we know that security is when you feel like everything is exact and right, but nothing stays the same. Simply enter the jungle, walk into a forest, everything shifts and grows and dies and falls and becomes a part of something else. So security is not an access that builds, that stays. Now you do see that some of your buildings have been a long time, and you do see that these ancient ruins have stood a long time, and yet you are not going to stay the same. So how can you be secure in your transformation? How can you be secure in your metamorphosis? The metamorphosis. Leo, Lion, I have a huge, I call it a forehead, okay, head here. And all of the fur, the mane, is all here and surrounding this head. And it is acting like many, 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 many connections. It is bringing to me certain wisdom, certain connections. I sit, I think, I lay in watching and receiving. I receive the sun, and it gives me everything that I need. Now it is for you to remember you too have this. Why won't you receive all of this love, all of this wisdom? The abundance you seek, the prosperity you seek, it's here, it's here, it's here. Let your connections show you, receive and ponder. Allow all of the pieces around you to start to move. Be the master. Watch as the universe moves to show you, to guide you, to inspire you. It's all here. You came to this body to create. This sun brings you what you need. Do you receive it? Do you lift your head? Please put this forehead in the sun. Put this forehead in the sun and consciously say, you receive that, you receive that, you receive that. Our healing is a path for you to be freed, to find your path, to take another step. Stagnant isn't possible. Rest isn't stagnant. Uncertainty isn't stagnant. As long as you are listening, as long as you are watching, as long as you are disconnecting from what may no longer stay in form. Look for secure in the heart. The heart is the only place you can anchor to. The wisdom you receive here, you watch, you receive all around you. You use your brilliance and your eye and your senses. You are drawing in this information, but bring it to the heart. In the heart, we also have the relations, the love, the romance. How do you relate when you stand in your full power and light? What kind of relation are you seeking? Are you in your heart, watching, allowing the wisdom of the Sphinx, Sekhmet, fire, sun, sunflowers, allowing carnelian, the beautiful crystal that holds the sun energy, the citrine, the golden healers, the calcites. This fire, this light lives in these and lives in you. What you seek, you feel you cannot have, you do not know where it is, because you are seeking in the wrong path. Come back to the heart, anchor here, sit with your own. When you are with your own light, your own fire, your own spirit, when you take the time to look in and see the sacredness in the sunflower, you know that you hold within you all those seeds as well. And you hold within you all the sacred vibrations and shapes that once you see them, you realize you have the power to stand as the light. Receive it now. We open the portal direct to the heart through the sun and the sunflowers, all that have been, all that will be through time and space. We call on the power of the sunflower. Enters and works with the emotional field, softening. You are the sun. You will flower. Now you must let go of who you thought you must be. You must let go of trying to be something, please something, grasp something, achieve something. The detachment of the divine cat collective is a gift for you. We can see the messages, we can live from the heart, we can react in a moment appropriately, and the rest of the time we can be in pleasure, enjoying this incredible opportunity to express through a body, to sense and to feel. Be in love with yourself and your life. Be in love with your taste and your touch. Be in love. And love will be. Go to your heart. We will meet you there. You have everything you need. The sun comes through all of your portals. Receive what is optimal for you. Now have the willingness to release the flood of fire, the red ray. The power pours down now from the sun discs of all the Egyptian gods and goddesses, from the sun discs on all of the halos in every statue and art and carving and intention. The sun in your field, you. Let it open, pour down through you and around you. Let it fill up the cells on the fingertips, the senses. Gold pours in now as well and mixes with the red. Oranges and yellows start to flow through. The healing powers of these divine colors and rays again move through you. Receive them into the heart. I'm ready and willing to be in my heart and to listen. I'm ready and willing to be in my heart and know that what I am really ready for is here. I'm ready to see it. Now your message has been downloaded. Keep feeling the waves of gold and red and orange and yellow. The pulse now with a rhythm that is a message from your soul. We are here. We are one. You are divine and beautiful receptacle. You can decide now what to be a receiver for. Will you? Stop waiting and receive what's here. It will lead to the next step and the next step and the next guide, and the sun rises every day. The flowers send signals and light, seed to seed. You receive from above and below, and all of the parts of the body you feel pulsing now, we slowly begin to return from this incredible healing. Thank you, Shadia and the dolphins. Thank you, Lion and Leo. Thank you, Sunflower, Sun, Carnelian. Thank you to this divine, sacred circle. Slowly come into yourself. Balamku is here, our sacred Black Star Jaguar. And he says that it is a he this time. Namaste. Normally we have a she. You perceiving this healing and download is more powerful than you realize, and will continue to come to you, through you, and around you. We have some messages. Such a beautiful space right now. The sun disk is a representative throughout time and cultures and sacredness that sits on the head or above the head and represents that ability to open your physical body to receive the wisdom and energies of the stars, the sun. This is wisdom that comes from the great central sun. It comes through your 12th chakra, and it comes through your solar plexus. It comes in, and as it does, there are many, many codes and messages. It may be fire, it may be flowers, it may be lions or tigers or panthers, or might be all forms of color like a rainbow, streams, images, sensations, and feelings will begin to flash through you. You have been attuned to the sacred circle, to these guides, and to the ones that are also here for you. So as we acknowledge this incredible healing, thank you, the dolphin, Shadia, she keeps jumping over this way. We are soaking in it, infusing it. And now, Balamku is just laying, you know how cats lay all lazy, making those wonderful pearly growl noises, and watching, holding space, very pleased. Now is the time for your message. your personal messenger. Stay in this beautiful sacred healing. Know that these energies will continue to move to you and through you as you move through your day, as long as is optimal for you. Say in your heart, see in your mind, speak with your words, move your hands in whatever way you feel ready to express. I'm open and receptive. I trust this sacred space and my clear and open connection to my highest good and what is optimal for me at this time. I open my mind and light body. I open my senses and receptors and allow my divine intuitive team, higher self, I am presence, body elemental, and Gaia to filter and open the path that is optimal for me to receive my divine download, my sacred message now. Simply receive and relax. Relax and receive whatever's there. If there's nothing, that's okay. Where do you feel sensations, pressure, or shifts in your body? What is the message? Do you taste anything, smell anything, feel anything like wind or sun or warmth on your skin? Do you hear any sounds? Expand into your feelings, your emotions, memories. Are you getting flashes? Do you sense color, shapes, movement? Here you are supported, loved, and nourished as you open to your true intuitive powers. Now receive whatever the message. Remember not to feel disappointment or to judge in any way what you received or how you received it. If you don't even remember this and you drifted off, it's perfect and optimal. Your guides are working for you to allow you to receive this divine download that is optimal for your highest good at this time in whatever way is optimal, and you will become aware of it and integrate it as is the divine unfolding. for you. Receive it with gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we have a message coming through from the angels, the angelic realms, the blue ray. This one is coming from Gabriel. As a messenger, I have always valued when those who seek support, those who seek relief, those who seek answers, that want to know themselves, to know the divine. When you call, I always send a message. I can't ignore you. There's so many messages waiting for you in your inbox right now. The angelic realms are very close. We work and weave as close as your aura. We can move objects and help you avoid car crashes, help you avoid damage if you fall to your body. We can give you visions, love, support, or inspiration, and yet we can do so much more. Isn't this time for you to remember we're here instead of wishing and hoping and asking? Start receiving and listening and implementing and giving us ways to deliver our message. Write or journal, meditate or ponder, walk, take a moment when you wake up. Tune in first to your body elemental and feel the living force of everything around you. From the bed and the covers to the ceiling and the fan, and then realize there is light. The light is here for you, and this is sunlight. And these are gold codes. And then realize that as close as your skin, the angelic realms are here for you. Like loving and soothing mothers, we watch you. We soothe you, we smile and adore you. Will you wake up with us? Will you walk with us? Will you remember us? Will you trust us? We ask you to please remember. You have guardian angels and you have muses and you have all forms of wonderful beings that are really here just for you, even though you can't. Now is the time to accept. We call on the waters of the world to purify minds, cerebral spinal fluids, blood, and all liquids, to free the past and allow the transmutation with loving guidance and grace. Feel the wings, feel the love, feel the mists, feel the light, feel the truth. We are here. We are one. We are the door. We are the door in the heart. So the angels are opening a door in your heart and asking you to enter. When you enter this, you come back to this moment. When you enter this door in your heart, you enter the core of your vehicle. You feel your body, your spine, your brain now pulsing energies up and down. You can feel the blood now infused. You can sense the angelic presence, the whispers, the love pulsing through your veins. Balancing and releasing all that no longer serves you and bringing you messages that can whisper to your heart, to your muscles, to your kidney, your bones to your cells, your eyes. Allow the download and infusion from the angelic realms and Gabriel, from your own messengers into this moment, all the way down into your sacral, all the way up and out and around. We are one. We feel the love of the dolphins, the ancient ones, both Gaia and Merlin. Thank you to Athena, Aphrodite, and Venus. Thank you to Kuan Yin, Horus, Isis. Thank you to Buddha, Ganesha. Thank you to Paramahansa, Yogananda. Thank you to the realms of the animal, the spirits that live within the trees, the elementals, and the earth. Thank you to the crystals. Now down into your knees, your feet. You move your toes, your spine. Stretch and download this. I am anchored in my heart. All comes from me and to me through my heart now. Put your hands on your heart. Breathe in. I am that I am. Ea, Escher, Ea. And so it is. May this circle be open yet unbroken in the peace and love of the goddess, the dolphins, jaguars, and all the realms that we've walked. The beauty of this sacred space remain in a clear connection to that which is optimal. Walk with us. Come from our breath. Pulse in our veins. Flip the switches in our DNA. I am light. I am love. I am infinite. I accept. And so it is. In Laket Shalakin, I am another you. You are another me. We are one. Namaste. Well, I'm going to go float in my pool, I think, while I let this just deliciousness flow through me. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you will join me in my, it's very interesting trying to function like this, right? In my spirit guide circle, we got a little bit of a taste. Like I said, I communicate with many realms. Recently, I was told that I was a realm walker, and I felt that was a very, very interesting way. Well, thank you. The power just came back on to experience or to explain myself. So be sure that you, here we go. This is what I want to show you. So be sure that you check out shop.nanakasha.com. This is a way of being in a community for a very small investment and an opportunity to really feel yourself evolving. So they originally told me the Temple of the Inner Rainbow, sorry, this keeps changing, realm walking gatherings with soul messengers. So we will build the sacred circle and the sacred temple. It will continue to be a space that the messengers know that we're sending the signal out to them. And when we do that, we have the opportunity to be a receptacle for divine downloads, for answers for yourself or for others. The magic that comes when you can inspire others, or when you can receive this guidance, when you feel like you're heard, you're listened to, you're valued. So it's normally $26, it's $23 a month. Stay as long as you want. You don't have to stay more than a month or 3 months. If you want to buy the whole year, there's a price for that. And this gives you a little bit of an idea. We're going to connect to all of these different realms. We're going to strengthen your light antenna, and we're going to receive messages. Sometimes those messages might come through specifically for certain people. I'm not sure how it will be but it's just over an hour that we will be together twice a month. And then you're going to get a spirit guide soul medicine healing. And that's a recording that will give you the opportunity to connect. I'm also going to gift you with the Meet Your Spirit Guide, Dolphin Spirit Guide audio, which is going to come out pretty soon. This just gives you more ideas of what happens. This is about soul medicine. So like I said, we just want to connect you with your optimal messages, so the medicine that you receive is optimal for you, and you become more and more aware of when something isn't optimal for you. This space, this person, this job, this building, whatever it is, it's not vibing with me. What is that? Is that my fear trying to keep me small? Is that my ego trying to control or judge? Is this a block to an opening? Or is this truly a message that says, this is not good for you right now? Go talk to that tree over there. So have a beautiful and blessed day. I'm going to be sharing some more of my beautiful things that I had yesterday at the pyramids. I didn't have time for the, let me see if I can share with you right now, to upload any of my photos because my team isn't here on the weekend, but I would love to share with you. You got to see my sunflowers. Let's see if I can show you this incredible blue butterfly. So we spent quite a bit of time. I have videos and lots of pictures. If anybody knows anything about this particular blue butterfly, I know blue butterflies exist. I don't see them. I see white, I see yellow, I see orange. I do not get monarchs here. I did see a big yellow black swallowtail. And so what's fun about being together in circles, we can share this and we can share our collective wisdom. And one of the most important things is that we start to realize that we have non-stop spiritual guidance, and we also have other parts of us that have wisdom as well. So have a beautiful and blessed weekend, everybody. Namaste. Yay!